So I received one of the most disgusting hate messages I have ever received yesterday morning. They not only said horrible things about me, but my family as well. One of the many horrible things that they said was that I came from the gutter like a typical white trash woman. And here's the thing, I have always been super candid with you guys about my story and my childhood and where I came from. And that's because I want you to use that as inspiration to see where I was and the fact that I was able to come out of that and become a millionaire at 30 years old. But I figured it's been a while since I've shared my story, so let's get into it and let's get into some more details that I have never shared before, because let's just put it all fucking out there. So I grew up in a family that didn't have a lot of money, where my mom basically worked a string of, lower paying jobs like school bus driver, cafeteria worker, to try to keep the roof over our head because my dad couldn't work because of mental illness and then later cancer. I grew up with our neighbors constantly calling the cops on our house because you could just hear the screaming all the way down the street. I grew up an angsty teenager who self-harmed, so I have my cover-up tattoo, and I started drinking and smoking at the age of 12. I grew up being bullied for being too skinny, for having big lips, for being sexually assaulted at the age of 12. I grew up getting suspended for smoking weed at school, for drinking at school, for fighting at school, for skipping class. I dropped out of high school at 16 years old because I ran away from home and I needed to work full-time to support myself. When I finally got my shit together after hitting my rock bottom and I did my GED and I went to college and we got our first real apartment, the entire thing was just fucking infested with bed bugs. I literally spent, probably at least a month sleeping on an air mattress in our hallway with the lights on until we could figure out a way how to get out of there. And that is just a small snippet of how I grew up. If that makes me a gutter person and white trash because of a childhood that I had that I didn't ask for, then so fucking be it. If learning how to love myself after years of wanting to die makes me a fucking narcissist, then so fucking be it. I share my story so that people in similar situations can see that that doesn't have to be their fucking life forever. I went from that to being a fucking millionaire at 30 years old, who is breaking cycles and rewriting the story for my kids.